Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Proceed, Lillian. We can hear you.
Good evening.
Happy New
Thank you.
Year, Lillian.
Okay, good evening, Edie. Like this. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Lillian, and I'll be moderating today's session on national ethics and integrity to be taken by the Edie himself. And yes, he's actually the perfect person because I tend not to have found someone as patriotic as Edie himself. However, I see that we have just few number of participants. So for the participant on this call, please, you will do something for me. Kindly go to your Telegram group chat and inform your cohort members to join the call. So we'll give them 4 minutes to join in before the ED starts. So please go to your Telegram group or WhatsApp group, whichever group it is, and inform them to join the call now. Thank you. Just 4 minutes and we'll start off. Thank you.
Lillian, welcome back. Yeah, he has been dodging. You can't dodge. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Edie. I did not leave actually. It's just
You're on
yeah.
sabbatical. Sabbatical. I'm sure you dreaded when you found out it was me on this class. You'll
Yeah,
be
I was
like,
like,
ah.
actually, why is the teacher when is it is the one? Like I don't understand.
Well, we must commend Talia for setting you up. So I've got you now.
Well, I actually love it because yeah, today's session is on national ethics and integrity, and ethics is something I actually love. So it's a win-win. I'm not scared.
Lillian, how can you be scared of me? Lillian, you're the third cohort. You know me. I think you and Lisa, I think, know me better than anybody else here. So, yeah, it's just that sometimes it used to disappear. Anyway, welcome you back. It's great to see your smile again.
Thank you,
Welcome
Edie.
back, Christian.
Thank
Okay.
you.
There's no need to read my bio. I'm sure they're tired of reading that. They're hearing my bio. So please.
Yes, Edie. Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. We have quite a number of persons on the call. And I would emphasize again, please, if you're here and your party members are not here yet, kindly go and inform them to join the session now, because today's session it's quite different from every other session. It's something that as a citizen of Nigeria, you should know. And if you don't know it, then I don't understand why you're a citizen of Nigeria in the first place. And of course, it's the ED that is facilitating this session on national ethics and integrity. I'm not going to read this bio because you already know who the ED is. And at this point, I will call the ED to the stage. But please go inform your party members to join the session now. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to, take the national ethics integrity. The act was left there on the Telegram group. If you looked at it, you could just signal in the chat box whether you looked at the act of national ethics and integrity that was placed in the Telegram group. Did anyone look at it? You could just write it in the chat box. Did you look at it? Did you not look at it? Hello, guys. Am I talking to myself? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, you can't hear me.
We can hear you, ED.
Okay, so did anyone look at the act that was placed on the group? Okay, it's okay. I didn't. Which one? So you're in a class in the electoral college. We place things, not the slide. The act is there. It's on the group. It's on the Telegram group. It was placed. The entire act is placed there. I'm sure none of you have looked at it. We place ethics. Ethics is derived from, I think, the Greek word ethos, which directly means, a character or a way of doing things, which, can proceed also to law or guiding whatever happens. And there's integrity. And integrity is, best way defined, is the electoral college understanding that you're being taught a class free and we expect you to attend the class. The fact that we even have to remind you that you're to come to class in a class, in this kind of cohort, directly says one critical thing. It says the exact position Nigeria is in. So everybody thinks Nigeria's problems are complex. Our problems are not complex. They are actually very simple. And I'll bring it down to the smallest thing. And I want to do this before we start. You would understand the reason why the ethics and integrity policy was developed, with ICPC and, Office of the SDF, that's the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, and a few of us that worked on it. There are no pictures. And it became necessary for one particular reason. The first thing is that the average Nigerian does not see themselves as Nigerian first. Lisa sees herself as a bona fide, Quararian, and anything that doesn't have to do with Wara, which is cheese in Kwara, which is supposed to be like their mainstay delicacy. Lisa doesn't want to know, get near, or in some cases, even get married to. And there's Charlie, on the other hand, who grew up, who of course is from Plateau State. I'm using them as examples. Please, no offenses, so these people are not really like that. So yeah, I'm not attacking the women. Please, this International Women's Day, I'm giving you guys your full. The college is proud of you guys. So please, just giving examples. Then there's Charlie, who hails from Plateau State. She's only interested in having guete, doesn't want to try any other food outside her jurisdiction. She's cool with her acha and milk and we'll say they don't call it akara. No, we might call it akara depending on who is talking. And she might just be cool with that. She doesn't want to learn anything else. So Nigerians are kind of homophobic to the cultures they understand initially. And what makes them homophobic is the fact that they're not exposed enough to have lived or understood anyone else. I'll give you a broad example. So I moved to Lagos, so I lived temporarily in Lagos and Abuja. And it's a culture shock when I came to Lagos that people, when I tell them I went to the great A, I always add the great before I say ABU Zaria. So I say I go into the great ABU Zaria. And you have Lagosians asking me whether there were camels in my school. And I was like, what does that mean? They were like, where is Zaria? I was like, what? Largest university in sub-Saharan Africa, second largest university in Africa, or third largest university in Africa. They're asking me where it is. And they're like, they don't know where it is. I was like, okay, no offense to the Goshians. How come everybody knows so much about people's little local government, which you call a state? And then nobody, sorry, I like being Lagos. And then you don't seem to know anything about anybody, but that's common. New Yorkers too in US don't know anything about New York Giants, New York, they are just New York, New York. Same with, other great capitals of London, they don't know anything about anybody outside in the news. But Nigeria now is complex because we have 36 states, we have about over 250 ethnicities, and most ethnicities just living within themselves, thinking about themselves. But that is just the beginning of the ball game. When it comes down to things like integrity, before you joined this class, you signed an agreement to attend the classes completely. Charlie, are you there? Charlie, are you there?
Yes, you do.
Okay, have we ever had 100% attendance of the people in the class?
No.
Has anybody made the 100% attendance?
Yes, I'll check it. Yes.
Are you sure? I doubt that.
Yes, you do.
And I'll tell you that if anybody has made it and it's not one person, if it's not, let me even call her name, and it's not Jessica, who always appears on the Zoom before every meet. And she's dragging this electoral college Zoom with me. I think her name is Jessica. Wait, let me check. Sorry, Precious Faith. I think she's attended the most. I see her a lot. So anyway, integrity is you abiding to something. It's you keeping your word, actually. So there's nothing, even in our day-to-day lives. Let's come down to Nigerian behavior. This is the cheapest you're going to get it in the market. Now. Meanwhile, you're selling it 2 times the cost price. For us, it's not even called cheating. It's actually being smart, being Nigerian. You're outdoing somebody. This is the cheapest, you find it anywhere. This is the price. I even got it for Lagos. I just added, even transport money I didn't add because you are my favorite customer. Scam. By the time you go somewhere else, you find out the person has added more than 3 times the price. That integrity. I'm going to make this class as simple as possible. It's a little complex, the act, but we have to bring it down, bring it home. So we Nigerians will tell you leaders are corrupt. It's very easy now. Tinubu is corrupt. Atiku is corrupt. Peter Obi is corrupt. He destroyed buildings. He took land when he was in Anambra State. Tinubu built Lagos. Tinubu seized Lagos. Atiku stole all the money as a young vice president. Stole Nitel. Stole Transco. Common conversations. Okay. Remember that these people are dealing with billions of naira. Let's come down to the ground. Small you, that they just kept in charge of Lekki Estate, Lekki One Estate. Let's call it a name. Trademore Estate Lekki. They just kept you treasurer in charge of the estate. You have used the money to go to club. You, as they're saying, I want a great politician. I want a good man to rule Nigeria. When somebody comes and he doesn't come with a G class and he doesn't have up to 60 aides around him, you say, this one is not ready to run for president now. What does he want to see? You don't even look for integrity. The moment somebody tells you he's a politician, you're looking for how to rob from him. This is common with Nigerians now. If they build websites now, the first thing you say is, the website that they charge 150, but na politician. I don't see in poster now. Where we up the game, just say gross na 500 last to be politician. I'll tell you, this is what happens. This is not story. This is experience. I'll give an example. While running for office, my landlord increased my rent by over 175%, I think. My family was being charged things, even my brothers in other states, because I was on TV and you see senatorial candidate. Instead charging my brother, yeah, your brother has money now. You go and eat with other workers and they'll be like, your brother has money. Okay. If let's say I got into the Senate, which money? Okay, so I'm borrowing money to do all this. Which money do you think I'm going to take to replace it back? People always go to your house of rep. He's good. Why? He gave me school fees. He helped me when my grandfather died. Where do you think he's taking that money from? Does anybody ask that question? Somebody will come and this is the most brilliant one. Somebody will come now about religious organizations, which seem always almost untouchable. The land church, man, testimony, man, just praying. When the contract just came, 1 billion. I don't want to say what I'm saying because people say I'm saying bad things. But the truth is, when you contract above 1 billion, there are so many checks and balances. You can't just get a contract of 1 billion. 1 billion naira is not 12. You can't just get it. There's a lot of work put in it. So we're not saying God doesn't work miracles. He does. But most of the time, we do not question the format in which people get these monies. Nigeria now is normal. I just met a guy. The guy is so cool, man. He bought what drink is raining for you people now? I don't know what drink is raining for you. Anyway, he bought an expensive drink in the club. He bought me the iPhone 15. You don't even know what he does. We're so bad a country that now a 21-year-old girl can bring the Range Rover Evoque to the house and her mother will be praying, not asking where the money is coming from. That's the kind of country we have built. We've built a country where if you go for Big Brother, you'll be giving essay to a governor. If you are the best medical student in University of Ibadan, they will give you a check of 1 million naira, and that check you'll not be able to cash it for 7 months. You might have to even go and report the government in newspapers before you get the money. That is the country people have created, and we're all guilty of it. So don't tell me your politicians are corrupt. I don't want to hear it. Nigerians are corrupt because if you weren't, I don't see how those people got into power. You say they use money to get into power. Who took the money? Question. And especially this so-called middle class, I like to dodge things. So you have the middle class. Yeah, I've strayed a lot. I've not strayed, but I've left the class a little bit. So you have the middle class saying, is the grassroots? They collect money. Have you ever seen Atiku in a village giving money? So if anybody that's seen somebody, a politician as high up as Atiku giving money in a village, raise up your hand or write it in the chat box. I'm waiting. I'll give you guys 1 minute. Or you know what? Raise your hand. I'll allow you on mute. If you've seen a big politician in the village giving money, the money even comes before they get there. So if you've seen one or you have an experience one, raise your hand. Let's have a conversation now, guys. Or you guys are Moran, thank you very much. Charlie, please unmute to Moran. Let's hear what Moran has to say. Talia,
AD, good evening. Yeah.
good evening, Moran.
Yes, sir. I think this one just happened 2 days ago.
Mhm.
River State Governor Sim Fubara.
Ubara.
Fubara. He was passing in a remote area just yesterday and 2 days ago. Then he went to buy. He acted like he wanted to go and buy Sprite. So he got to a shop. The place was very remote. So he got to the shop and asked for Sprite. They gave him, he asked for how much. They told him 100 naira. He collected the Sprite and then from his pocket, he brought out 100,000 naira and gave to the storekeeper. And then people around started hailing him and cheering him. Hey, so I think that's one of the experience I got. It was caught the right name.
No. So now, who is asking where the 100,000 naira is? So now, the woman that collected the money, she have chop government money. You know how much a governor's salary is? Huh? It's a little over. A senator's salary. A senator's basic salary is 500,000. Governor's salary is in the range of 800, between 750 and 8, depending on how rich the state is. So he just gave out 1/8 of his salary. But we all know that that's not the problem. The problem is allowances. So the middle class is the most guilty of everyone game. They carry the money, they are conduits and carry the money to the grassroots. So, introduction. National Ethics and Integrity Policy was developed by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission, ICPC, in collaboration with the Office of Secretary of the Government of the Federation, OSGF, the National Orientation Agency, NOA, in response to the many damaging effects of corruption in both public and private sectors. The policy was approved by the Federal Executive Council on 19th of August 2020 and launched by President Muhammadu Buhari on the 28th of September 2020 during the second National Summit on Diminishing Corruption in the Public Sector to celebrate ICPC's 20th anniversary. The legal framework of the policy is actually based on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Who has read the Constitution? Class. How far now? You guys have not read the Constitution. Has anyone looked at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Raise up your hand if you have. Oh, Jessica. Jessica, I was trying to find. Jessica, you have? Can you unmute Jessica, please? Please unmute Jessica. Charlie, unmute Jessica before mother. Hello, Jessica. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
You have not completed it, but you are still ongoing. It's quite a large document. But what have you read up to?
Myself.
Hello? Yes, yeah, of course, you know. I'm talking to you.
Oh, I've gone through the whole thing, and my memory of it is that I was pissed off when I went through it. So.
Why were you pissed off?
A lot of things that were supposed to be are not in place, are not being done.
Like what? What example? They are not being done as wait. Remember that throughout this class, we've told you that Nigeria has the laws. The problem is we do not implement them, and we've created a culture outside what is and started functioning that way. Hope you know.
That's true.
But the problem is not the Constitution, and I've said this multiply. Anybody that tells you the problem, we're not saying the Constitution is fully up to date. Excuse me. The Constitution has its issues. But that's because we have a docile National Assembly who doesn't read the Constitution and is supposed to amend it. And we've had that for 20-something years. But the Constitution is not going to stand up and hit your head. So if as a Nigerian citizen, you are in this class and you have not read the Constitution, or you don't even know your fundamental rights, which are based and guaranteed by Chapter 2 of the Constitution, you are not a Nigerian. Your holy book for your religion is either the Holy Quran, the Holy Bible, or dependent on where you are tilted to, you know something, but the Holy Book, okay, that's fine. But your Holy Book as a citizen is the Constitution of your country. If you've not looked at it, you are not a Nigerian. I can't even address you as a Nigerian. Thank you very much, Justin.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Justin.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Constitution is quite impressive, actually. Based on what you just mentioned, now you reminded me that it's the execution that is the problem. But what is in the Constitution? If the execution was according to what was there, I think Nigeria would be a very enjoyable place to be in.
Well, do you know why we can't do it? We can't do it because the people who are in power don't look at the Constitution, and the people who are electing and who are supposed to say this is my constitutional right also have not read the Constitution. How the Constitution won't work? Constitution is not going to stand up and start slapping people now. when Americans are saying I stand on my existing rights, they know what, because they've read their Constitution, they know what their existing rights is. I stand on the Fourth Amendment. I stand on the Second Amendment. I stand on the First Amendment that allows me to be a citizen. Do you understand?
Mhm.
They know what they are
Yes.
saying. Which of you in Nigeria can stand by anything? If I arrest any one of you today, you cannot stand by anything.
Mm.
Because you never read them.
Or the police no go even acknowledge them, even if you talk.
See, I'll tell you something. Policemen know when you know and you don't know. Don't think they're that stupid. They too don't know, but they know when you don't know and when you.
Okay.
I'll tell you that one for free. Trust me, I've entered police wahala in 36 states. I think I know how much problem that is. So let's hear Ahmad and then we'll move on. Please, I don't want to keep this class too long. Ahmad, can we hear you?
Hello.
Hello, good day, Ahmad.
Good day, sir. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I can say I've gone through the Constitution thoroughly, especially that of fundamental right and under Chapter 4 and that of Schedule number this thing on local governments. Actually, science students in Nigeria, we don't read Constitution, all these government things until now in Electoral College that I've been privileged to even know my fundamental rights. How I was very amazed by the rights because some rights are not even
Yeah.
possible, I think, to exercise in Nigeria. Like they are even impossible for me that is educated. I don't know.
You see, we've always said something that what they call it? That sorry, I don't know how come. We've always said something that I'm coming. I'm having an issue with my. It's refusing to go back to the meeting. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Edie.
Okay. Sorry. So I'm having a problem with trying to get people to try to read the Constitution, because if you don't read it, what are you doing in Nigeria now? Do you understand what I'm saying, Ahmed? Hmm? Okay, it's probably muted. So, of course, there's the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act, there's the National Orientation Act, there's the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, and other relevant things. Of course, there's the policy that further. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Edie, loud and clear.
Okay, so I think my computer is being stubborn right now. Of course, the policy further contains inputs from cultural and religious values of Nigeria's peoples, as well as the codes of professional organizations. And there are a lot of codes for professional organizations, from doctors to nurses to engineers to lawyers. The National Integrity Act, I'm sure most of you, has anybody even heard of it before this class? Let me ask a question. Have you guys heard of it before this class? Anyway, the foundation, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, contains prescription for national ethics. This is one of the components of Chapter 2, fundamental, objective, and directive principles of state policy. This forms an assurance that ethical standards are critical to national life in all domains, and thus the basis for the design of a national ethics and integrity policy. We uphold the norms of the Constitution to be supreme value standards. Hence, the entire provisions of the Constitution are a reference point and a guarantee for prescribing ethics in national life. We also consider the intent of the Constitution to be the basis for ethical consent. Thus, ethics become integral to the way the country shall be guided in order to accomplish according to the preamble of the Constitution. The purpose of promoting good government and the welfare of all persons in our country on the principles of freedom, equality, and justice, and for the purpose of consolidating unity of our people. This national ethics
Okay, sorry everyone. I think ED is having network issues. It'll connect back.
I'm back.
Okay.
Hello? So I'm back.
Yes.
Okay, so welfare of all persons on the principles of unity of purpose. National ethics and integrity policy seeks to strengthen national cohesion. Remember what I was talking about? We are more Igala than Nigeria. We are more ethnic than Nigeria. Some of us we even say, I need to address it. No, we'll do it later. Let's not address it. National cohesion, social equity, equality of purpose. Now we don't have an equality of purpose. Most of us, let me tell you what happens. Lagos State is running this way, Zamfara State is running this way, Sokoto State is running this way, Kano is running this way, Kwara is going this way, Niger is going somewhere else. Cross River is, we are yet to decide whether they want to be a state or a local government. Rivers, we are yet to decide whether they want to be a playground of cement or they want to be an oil producing economy. There's a lot of, misdemeanor when it comes to pursuit equality in purpose in Nigeria. It's a big problem. So in the pursuit of basic, and then equality of purpose in the pursuit of basic freedoms, individual and social rights, as well as the material and development of all Nigerians. So Nigeria's problem has never been that it doesn't have law, the absence of laws. It is the poor understanding of laws, poor practice of the laws, and then total illiteracy of Nigerians. So the scope of policy politics takes into account the multicultural composition of Nigeria and captures diverse core values from a multicultural and religious perspective. So, for example, diverse cultural context reflected through customary law, Sharia legal system, common law system, and substantive laws, as well as the judgments and decisions of the court on these values were taken into account because they are representative of different cultural identities, existing identities within the country. And this is critical because everybody, to make Nigeria work, everybody must be accounted for, everybody must be carried along, and no one is more important than the other. So this approach recognized that these cultural contexts and decisions of courts associated with them propagate values that are contested through those courts. Values that impact social behavior on responsibility and accountability of leaders, land ownership. The Land Use Act has been debated so much. We are yet to see something good about. Family and domestic relations, state and its state rules, property claims and distribution, individual and community rights, entitlements, transactions and exchanges, contracts, rights of the vulnerable, especially women and children, people with disability, abuse of power, etc. Majority of citizens appeal to these cultural and religious values in their daily interactions, aspirations, and conflicts. Thus, the principles of the National Ethics and Integrity Policy contain a synthesis of a consensus on core values that are collectively shared throughout the country. And I will say this was done to the best of everyone's knowledge that participated. So the principle policy obligates all Nigerians and everyone who resides within the borders of Nigeria or who relates with the country in one form or the other to commit and uphold the following core values. First, human dignity. If I'm to ask the critical question whether we uphold human dignity in this country, you're going to ask yourself some very surprising questions. What exactly would you define as human dignity? If somebody should attempt to define human dignity for me. Somebody in the class. Anybody? Hello, guys. Does anybody want to define human dignity? Hmm? Does anyone want to define human dignity? Okay, guys. Okay. So basic respect for the freedoms of others. Nigerians have a problem with that. And it's so simple. And we can bring down people's dignity in the name of exalting ourselves. I think that's the critical Nigerian character. So where is he talking? What is he talking about? Is it not LA he went to? Is it not village he grew up in? Or does he have as much money as us? Is he as educated as us? You're infringing on the person's rights as a human being. As a human being, he has the right to express. But I always tell you people this, and I'm quick to always say, your freedom of expressions are only guaranteed if they do not infringe on a person's freedom of expression. Right? You guys should get that. So basic human dignity, voice and participation. Nigerians have a voice. Social media, you proved it. NSAS, you prove it. Where you participate now, problem. I don't want to join a political party. I don't want to read the Nigerian constitution. Tinubu is not my president. Wake up, he's your president. As painful as it is, yes, you did vote for him, but he's your president. But Alex Oti is your governor in Abia State. The same election that guaranteed Reti Kingipe in Abuja that if we're dancing LP1 Abuja is the same election that brought him to Tinubu. You cannot selectively choose where one election was fair and one wasn't because of your emotional attachment to any one of them. So wake up and smell the call. You can write, he's not my president as much as you want to. Your passport remains green. As long as your passport remains green, you are bound by laws and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Madam Oga is your president. Get used to it. You know, you people come up with some funny political connotations, which it reeks of so much political illiteracy. And you wonder why in Nigeria we are not moving forward. You want to take power from the APC, sit down, do what it needs to be done, and you will take power. Stop saying they did this. Do your own. I didn't ask you to do anything about it. I'm just saying do your own. Patriotism. How many people love this country? Let's take a random poll in this class. I'm going to ask, wait, you know what? I'm going to handpick people that will talk. Charlie, I'll just mention the person. You unmute the person to speak. Charlie, are you there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. This name looks interesting. Dr. John Imoke. Is he related to Lyle Imoke? Dr. John.
Sorry, I didn't get the question, sorry.
I said, are you related to Lyle Imoke or Cross River State Senator Lyle Imoke?
Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Hello? You are related to him? You are related to him? So you are from Itigidi in Cross River State?
Very well, sir.
You are wondering how I know that. That's a long story, but we'll talk about that later. How patriotic are you patriotic to this country? Can you be called a patriot?
Well, it depends on your definition of patriotism. But
there's no sitting on the fence in patriotism. Is it that yes or no? There's no fence.
I'm patriotic.
Well, okay. When was the last time you did something? When did you do something for Nigeria last?
The last time I did something for Nigeria last.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a civil servant, and I've been doing my bit as a civil servant.
Civil service. Civil service. You don't want us to talk about you guys. You don't really want us to talk about you guys. Do you really want us? No, I'm saying outside your word. Now let's talk about you as a person. What have you done? When last did you see maybe a sign that was turned in another direction and you straightened it? When last did you see a dustbin that fell and you turned it straight? When last did you say, okay, we're going to do a little sanitation on this road from here to here? When last did you stop someone from doing something wrong or driving the wrong way or going against traffic or doing something corrupt? When last did you do that?
I would, but now with the consciousness I've gotten from this, to shape my idea of
Yes, you become patriotic. So I'll randomly go to the next person. Let's not to stay long. This is supposed to be interesting. Today is Women's Day. Why don't we get a girl? How many Jessicas are in this class? Okay, the other Jessica has spoken. Okay, who is Sophia? Amy Fon. Let me not try to embarrass my tongue. So, Sophia?
Oh my. Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, I picked on you. I'm surprised. Today is International Women's Day, and of course, we love to
Oh
hear
my
from
God.
women. So, when last
Okay.
did you do something patriotic? I love the honesty, though.
I
I
would
love the
say that
honesty.
I haven't even said anything.
Because you said, that says a lot. You've written a chapter. Oh, wait. You've written chapter 1 and 2 already. Without saying
Okay.
anything.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. I would say this week because I am patriotic to Nigeria every single day. I'm currently doing a postgraduate training in technology, entrepreneurship, and design, and I'm doing it for Africa, particularly Nigeria. And I'm working on multiple projects that would help to innovate for Nigeria. So I would say that I'm patriotic every single day because I wake up with Nigeria on my mind. I last night I was doing some research on some herbs and plants across Nigeria, plants that are abundant in Nigeria that could be used for health purposes, which we could um, carry out certain processes of processing for so that we could help to empower Nigerian farmers and members of the rural community. And so I was I and my team were looking for ways through which we could make the processing plants or processing equipment using African made resources, trying to innovate for the rural communities. So if I say every day, I guess that would be correct. That's my own way of
Yes.
contributing.
And
Yeah.
I'm clapping for you. Thank you very much, Sophia, and thank you for
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So randomly, the guys are losing. The women have 1. The guys have 0. So we're going back to the guy. Yes, I've turned it into a gender war. Sue me. Okay, I'm going to call on Emmanuel Ime. Okay, there are people that are actually raising their hands, but I said I was going to call you guys. So Emmanuel Ime. Emmanuel Ime. Okay, I just lost power. Emmanuel Ime, can we have you? Charlie, are you there?
Yes, Sidi, I've asked him to unmute.
Okay, if Emmanuel is hesitating, let's pick one of the people that raised their hands. Who raised their hands? I can't see the hands up again. Okay, Peter Ekoma. Let's have Peter Ekoma quickly. Then we have Musa, and then we'll move on quickly. Let's have Peter quickly. Let's just have Peter. Let's have Peter very quickly. We need to move on.
Peter hands that is
Good evening.
Good evening, Peter.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, so
evening,
as
Peter.
simple as it may sound, for me, I would say yes, I am. As simple as my example might be, but I think it goes a lot. For example, I don't drop debt anywhere I am. Be it pure water, bottle, whatever, bottle can. As long as it's something dirty, I make sure I hold it or put it in a bag until I see where there's a waste bin to drop. I have had this mindset for years. And besides that, I find it as a point of duty to always help the elderly wherever I am. Just like 2 days ago, I was in the bus with a woman that couldn't drop. I had to drop and help her calm down before I went back into the bus, even though I was not in the place that was close to the door. For me, things as little as that, looking at my country, the environment, and also my countrymen and women, putting them first in little things matters to me.
Peter,
I see patriotism. Yes.
Peter, I am exemplary proud of you because it's the little things that build the big things.
Thank you,
You
sir.
don't. So I'll give the men one now. Finally, women, what's your strike back? Man, I'm turning this into a gender war. It's 1-1. Hey, let's not go and call another woman now. Then the guys will be behind. Man, since I'm the referee, I'll cheat. I'm not showing integrity. Integrity class. So, hello guys. Sorry, call came. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Edie.
Okay. A call came in, so I thought it caught up I couldn't hear. So patriotism, personal responsibility, integrity, national unity, and professionalism. The violation of any one of these principles is actionable by relevant government agencies, both at the federal and state level. The principles of the policy are to be interpreted in line with provisions of federal laws and regulations. The Nigerian Constitution, standing rules and codes of conduct of professional bodies, and statutory rules guiding private and public institutions. Now, the purpose for all of this, the policy was developed with a view to help restore and revitalize the public and private sectors while enhancing values and integrity and tackling corruption in the larger Nigerian society. Specifically, the policy was designed to strengthen efforts at positive national transformation as citizens and those who can relate with Nigeria, imbibe and embody the core values, help the country reach national development goals as the meaning of the national purpose is framed, save the country from the ongoing erosion of ethics and collapse of values. And I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think that ethics have been eroded and there's been a collapse of value? And who do you think commits that the most? I'll tell you something. If you averagely put all the politicians together, plus appointed, elected and appointed, across states, I don't think we have up to 100,000 put together. Now here's the catch. You have 223 million enslaved by 100,000 people. How is that even possible? Anyway, encourage citizens to put Nigeria above all else, as it will help diminish the need for corruption and survival strength, and enhance the survival of the weak while controlling the power of the strong. Open up an ongoing dialogue as to how to refine behaviors to bring out the best in Nigerians. Now, values. Human dignity. The policy recognizes that human beings have inherent worth that must be respected and never violated. Voice and participation. Voice refers to the right to express an opinion, influence a decision, while participation is an act of taking part in an activity or event. The policy encourages people's right to voice and participation. Patriotism means love for one's country and the willingness to defend it. They inspire the sense of belonging and nationhood. Loyalty, solidarity, national pride, respect, tolerance, and dedication. Personal responsibility. This implies a sense of duty to help provide solutions within a group. Nigeria is expected to display personal responsibility always. Integrity. To act with integrity means to act with consistency with established standards, principles, expectations, and values, regulating a particular undertaking, as well as one's declared principles. Integrity entails doing the right thing and doing things right consistently. I repeat, integrity entails doing the right thing and doing the right things right consistently. All of you that brought deputy governors to represent governors in youth debate, is it right? They say do debate, you're passing through the corners in electoral college. Imagine when you people reach the political party, what will you be doing? If you are doing this one outside small electoral college. Yes, even if your gubernatorial candidate had a valid excuse, you should have, when you were picking your candidate, you should have considered their availability. Ask them, somebody in the party will say, do you have the time to attend debates? The person say no, say you cannot represent us. Yes, I know people are feeling have thrown stray bullets now in political parties here, but it's true. That's integrity. Keep to your word. National unity. Now, national unity means having a sense of oneness as Nigeria, or what's oneness in Nigeria as a nation. Now, belonging to a nation where all citizens are equal regardless of tribe and origin. You are not more equal than me because you are Fulani. You're not more equal than I am because they say the Igbos descended from the Jews. You're not more equal than me because the Yoruba believe that they have been one of Nigeria's oldest. They call themselves an empire. They're actually a kingdom. No offense. Well, they believe they are one of the oldest kingdoms, of which they are not. They can't even trace them back 900 years. Yeah, Yoruba guys, sue me. Check your history. So anyway, you can't come and say because Mango people used to climb rock that they can see better than anybody else in Nigeria. Can't say because Taro people know how to make kwete that they are the best cooks in Nigeria. You can't say because everybody eats afang that Ibom Air is the best airline in Africa. And so on and so forth and etc. Yes, I'm joking with a lot of things, but you guys get my point. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm just joking about it. We must see everyone as equal. The problem in this country, I've always stated, is that we are yet to have a Nigerian president. We are yet to have a Nigerian president. When we have a Nigerian president, we will understand what it means to be Nigerian. Professionalism. Now, this refers to the highest standards expected from a person who is well trained in a particular job. It refers to commitment to excellence in service, adherence to established standards and regulations related to a profession. I'll tell you something about doctors. You go to the government hospital, I'll use an example. If you're in Abuja National Hospital, you go to National Hospital in Abuja and doctors will act anyhow. They say, no, do this one. Then when you come to their hospital, their side private clinic, they'll give you the right treatment. That's the most humanly degrading and for me, jailable action I have seen. And doctors are not only guilty of it. Mechanics for me, these things. Nurses, you know what they do. Pharmacists, you know what they do. This drug just show from Britain. Nah. They will give you Indian drug. Something that is not even working. Dora has gone now, so you have continued your party up and down. There's no more Dora clearly. And so on and so forth, and different things. Even if you're just a trader, you're a banker, they are doing illegal whatever. I know I'm a politician. During the Naira issues before a preceding elections, that's December 2022. A lot of bankers that made money now. Politicians wanted money. They're ready to sell 2 billion for 2.5 billion. They're doing it now. A lot of bankers made money. These bankers are not far away. Some of them might even be with us here. I know you made more than that, so I'm just not calling the actual figures. You sold them for higher than that. And that's the country we live in. And that's what we all do. And my friend sat down one day, and I think I was saying this to a friend not too long ago, so I remember it. We tried to rationalize the amount of money stolen in Nigeria a day. We rationalized oil theft, local government park allocations, state allocations at the federal level, everything. We were close to about 1.5 billion USD per day. And this has gone on for more than 35 years in Nigeria. We're a very rich country with very poor standards of professionalism. I don't need to tell you why we are where we are. I didn't have anybody. Back to what I was saying. The development of the National Ethics Integrity Policy by ICT, HPC, and its partners, and the subsequent approval for implementation represents a significant milestone in Nigeria's quest for national rebirth, if only the students knew that will introduce accountability, transparency, and governance. It should also recondition citizens to work for national development while encouraging them to cultivate respect and love for fellow citizens. With this policy of oppression, selfishness, violence, disunity, ineffective governance will be things of the past for Nigeria to take its place of pride in the Community of Nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Edie. It's not just a class or a lesson you've given to us, but you just giving us thoughts, words to go think about. Like for everyone, especially the students here, Edie has given you something to go reflect on, and in essence, is telling you as a Nigerian citizen, your humanity should come before your tribe, and wherever you find yourself, just do the right thing. And one thing about the electoral college is, as you learn as a citizen, ensure you pass it on to people that are not here. Make sure you let them know what you've learned. That way, you're spreading the knowledge, and it's also one of ways of becoming even a good citizen. At this point, thank you once again, Edie. And at this point, I'll open it up for questions. So you can ask your questions either by using the thumb button to raise your hands, or you can drop it in the chat and then I'll take it for Edie. We should have questions. Edie said a lot of things. And these are the things Edie mentioned that are practical things you can relate to it. Like it happens even in wherever, either at your workplace, in your house, it happens. And probably you know somebody. Edie mentioned about bankers. Yes, I'm sure you know bankers that did whatever they did during the cashless policy.
No, I think Lillian, the class was very straightforward. I think the class there's probably no need. We know what we are guilty of. We can't I know why there's no question. So are you going to now express the fact that you know you failed as a Nigerian citizen and ask the question over it? People don't want to ask themselves that question. I believe there's something from our jungle justice. Jungle justice is your animalistic nature I don't think any animal in the world rides on another one and kills it, except they are fighting over what do animals fight over the most? Woman, beautiful, or something else, of territory and food. Woman is number one. We didn't say they are the cause of the world's problems. They're just something really good to fight over. That's what I think is what they accuse me of. Saying everything. So I think class is quite straightforward. Oh, thank you very much, Jessica. He says classes are like real life lessons, makes you think, no argument. Thank you very much, Jessica, for that. I think that's a very big compliment. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. So I think this is a good class. Yeah, you collected some stray bullets for you guys not attending classes. That's true. A few of you still collect stray bullets for actions you made in participation within the parties and etc. And that's because I'll tell you something. I wasn't born Kune Lawal. I'm not anybody, but I wasn't born Kune Lawal. I worked hard to be Kune Lawal. You need to understand that. I didn't just appear somewhere. My father didn't die and leave me a backyard of dollars. I don't stay at the backyard of dollars. I beg, if you know where there's a backyard of dollars, the rate of dollar price, please show me, man. Me and you can go there quietly. I'll dump all this ethics and integrity. I'll see how pack it. It's dollar. That's anything back. Go back to that. So I wasn't born with that. I've had to grow everything. And one of the key things, and I always like exchanging my own experiences. If there's anything anybody knows me for from now, you can imagine running for Senate, having over 10,000 votes, and still using the same phone number you have ever used since you got an MTN line. My number has not changed. At least, Lillian, you've known me for 5 years. My number hasn't changed. It still answers his WhatsApp like a normal person. I answer everybody's WhatsApp here. People that terrorize me on WhatsApp, some of them are here in this class. One of them is your head of literacy. And I see her WhatsApp in the night, I'll say, hey, what have I done again? Just terrorize me. But I didn't I would say I was also I would say I was privileged because of how I was born, and I was not privileged by any chance. I happen to share quite a lot of heritages which are Nigerian. You can call me Northern, you can call me Southern. And that heritage also extended to religion. So I was also born to a mixed house. You understand? I wasn't just born to a mixed house. I went to both. I went to Quranic school, and I went to catechism classes. I was raised with both, and I made my choice. So most people can't even still tell where and I am most of the time. And it's interesting to share so much heritage like that, and then to be able to create something run for office. And then what we're doing with the electoral college, is giving back to Nigeria. We don't charge you anything for this, but if you want to send us $100,000, you can send it through Lillian. Lillian will pass it to the bank. No, I don't trust Lillian. Lillian has been dodging these days. Lillian will not be. So I think and I love what Peter Economer said. And I said he does things. So to be patriotic doesn't need to be a big thing. You don't need to set up the electoral college in Nigeria. You don't need to be doing things like that. No. Just open the door for someone. Make someone feel good. Do something right. Be on a queue in a bank and a pregnant woman is behind you. Move away. Let her put her first. Even if they tell you to go to the back of the line. That's happened to me in Lagos. I want you have Lagosians. Those people in that local government. And so they happen to be in Lagos. So you move for a pregnant. Even if you have to go to the back of the line, she will start to believe in humanity. The greatest leaders are not those that know what to say, but those that can light a candle to another candle, or those that are able to light another candle. And if you guys understand that, trust me, the sky is the limit. I'm not a lawyer. I learned the constitution normally. I'm not anything. Politics and governance, I learned it. I'm happy for where it has taken me. I'm happy for people that consider me smart enough to analyze. And the opportunities it has brought. But I'll tell you, I wasn't born, and I know I'm telling you again, I was not born Kunilawa. So thank you, everyone. It's a great class. I wish you all a nice day. I think Lisa has something to give. Is Lisa certificate with you or another time? We had congrats class. I heard NNPP won the election. A woman won the election for governor on International Women's Day. We won't call it rigging. We'll say she worked hard for it. There's no rigging in the electoral college. Won't call it rigging. For those of you that voted because it was a woman, it was International Women's Day, I'm watching you. Congrats to NNPP. I'll hand over to Lisa if she has anything to say. Thank you, and it's always a great time with you guys.
Thank you so much, Edie. Classes are always exceptional. Well done. Okay, for the students, your primaries, you're going to have to start during the weekend because you have just 2 weeks to go for the end of this course. So by next week, we're going to be rounding off everything about the presidential elections so that the last week, you will use that to finish your projects so that you qualify for your certificate. Yeah, so congrats again to NNPP. Your certificate of return should get to you later this evening or by tomorrow. So congratulations to the new governor-elect, Busayo. Yeah, congratulations to you. I think that'll be all for tonight. Classes continue tomorrow in the evening. So thank you, everyone. And Lillian, it's good to have you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you once again, Edie. Thank you, Lisa, and everyone that joined in. Thank you so much. And yeah, do have an amazing weekend ahead. Bye-bye.
Lillian, don't disappear on us again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Edie. Okay, so somebody has a question, Edie. Okay, I think it's for Lisa. No, don't worry.
No. Tell him that I should communicate through the proper channel. It's not for. That's not a class question. It's
okay.
this is our salary.
Okay, so Ahmed, please communicate to the proper channel as indicated by Edie. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.